How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Is It a Buy, where we talk about stocks and try to determine if they are worth a buy or maybe a pass. My name is Corey. I'd just like to preface the video by saying I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who likes to talk about stocks, so please take what I say with a grain of salt, all right? I forgot to breathe there for a second, but we're good to go. Nobody panic. We're all good. So welcome, everybody. Finally, nice to be back streaming. I'm not going to lie. I did, it's been a little bit of a weird few days, but especially yesterday, I just wanted to get that freaking video out because I was absolutely, I'm sure you could probably tell in the video that I'm just like stuttering and stammering because I'm all over the place because I was just so freaking passionate about the kind of day that Robinhood had. Let me fix my mic. My mic is down here. The kind of day that Robinhood had. Meanwhile, AMC triggered the SSR, right? Just so freaking lame, so upset. And I'm sure that probably came through in the video. So hopefully I wasn't too crazy, but yeah, I was pretty upset about that, obviously. So let's hi to the chat. We're going to see some things on here. Diamond, I see what you're talking about. We'll talk about that in a second. So let's say hi. So Diamond first, welcome. Diane, hello. Mohammed, good evening. Welcome. Craig says 2 on the like. RRR. I think it's supposed to be burr. Dog, Green Day feels like a Monday. Hope everyone had a great day. Absolutely. Dang, Diamond was first on like and in chat. Diamond's on top of it. GameStop says, you know what it is? You know what it is. Finally, a nice morale booster to see some green in my account after 2 weeks. But I know the price right now isn't what matters. Nice to see my robbing crook puts print at the same time. Oh, nice. I check with the customer and it doesn't say it anymore. Been ready for months. Let's see. Velocity, welcome. Cap, how's it going? Just asking for a friend. What's up, Jimmy? Nobody's enforcing the rules. Coming soon, though. We're going to talk about that in just a sec. Good evening. You reckon the price will drop to 25? Matthew, hard to say. We'll take a look and we'll see where I think it's going to go. So let's go ahead and hop into AMC. But as we can see, AMC did hit, had a pretty nice day, right? Was up 12.30% on the day. Did end the day at $33.51. The regular trading hours, currently in the after hours, down 0.39%. Nothing too crazy here. But what we can see, and this is what Diamond is talking about, Diamond said he sees a nice cup and handle here, or a potential cup and handle here, right? Which is very possible. We could see a cup and handle going here. So for those of you who aren't really familiar, it would be a cup like this handle. It would retrace a little bit, maybe to $32, or in this case, maybe, $31.50 or something. And which would be a bullish indicator. So we could see some kind of retracement down here a little bit, and then a freaking moon bounce, right? A huge jump going crazy. So hopefully we see something like that. I guess to answer your question, do you reckon we'll go down to $25? Realistically, I was really hoping that we were not going to break this level of support right here. But as you can see, we did. We broke it for, I don't know, less than 24 hours or something probably. Yeah, maybe about 24 hours exactly. Which definitely is not my favorite thing ever. But it looks like we're back kind of in this little wedge right here. And hopefully we continue to respect this wedge, and hopefully it'll just continue to bounce in here. But I would love to see. I'll put it this way. I don't think it's a dead cat, is what I'll say. I think it's very possible. If we get another bounce off of this $31.23 or around this $31 mark. I think that $28, I really feel like it was a fluke, especially with everything the way it's going. We're going to take a look at the Ortex data in just a second, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Like the Ortex data is getting closer and closer to a move, I think, based on what we've seen historically. Okay. And we'll talk about that in a sec. Let's look at GameStop. GameStop was up a little bit today as well. Ended the day at $153.44, up 4.52%. In the after hours, up just a tad, up 0.37% here. And then, we can see here that GameStop had a similar move, right? They had this level of support that they were respecting, broke through it, held below it for 1, 2, 3 days so far. It's still below it. And we'll see if we get a reversal on here. But again, I don't think GameStop is a dead cat either, based on the numbers. The shorts haven't covered. Yeah, Velocity, like Velocity said, right? Just haven't covered yet. And it's far from over, is what I truly personally believe, right? Alex, sup apes? Damon says, I hope August is a better month than July, hopefully. Simon, hey y'all, what a great day, absolutely. Diamond says, I'm just going to start playing options the day after a 10% dip. I know, yeah, that is a strategy. If you see a huge dip one day, you're pretty sure it's going to bounce the next day. Again, just kind of observations that you make. Angelina, welcome. I hope you're feeling better today. Right, so those are ways to play it, Diamond. Another thing I like to play is, well, I have never played it, but an observation I've made is whenever you have movements like Robinhood, where they're up 50% on a day, if they're up 50% on a day, then look, they're going to have some kind of retracement, right? So this is something, but then again, like even with this, like let's say you were to play puts, like I just don't like how puts look. I just don't like how puts look. And they don't even have puts for the, okay, I guess you'd have to go out to the 20th. But even then, the puts, I don't know, there's something about them that makes me nervous. Yeah. But it is what it is. What is this? This is Hood. What is this? Here we go. There we go. That was looking crazy. Grant, what's up? Welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. So that's what we're seeing here. Let's go ahead and look at the tops for the day before we hop into the Ortex data. You guys know I love looking at the tops for the day. And let's look at the 1 day and see if we recognize anything on here. Astra, ASTR, that seems very familiar. Newegg is on here again. Let's see where Newegg is moving. I know they've been all over the place. Let's look at them on the 3 month. Okay, my goodness, they went all the way from $10 to almost $80, and then just retracing this entire time, broke through this possible level that I thought there might have been a bounce at. Now we're in bearish territory. Well, I guess we might have kind of double bottomed here, and I was bullish. We'll see what happens. The 200 or the 15-day MA is starting to hook up toward the 200 EMA, and we'll see if that continues to respect and hop up. There you go, Angelina. Fake it till you make it. Oh, see you, Lee. Have a good night. Let's look at the top losers for the day as well in the 1 day. You love to see it. Good old Hood is #1 in the top losers for the 1 day. They should have never been in the top gainers yesterday, but it is what it is. So in my opinion, if you saw the video, I'm obviously extremely passionate about it, but I just don't feel like their freaking company is in any kind of position to have any kind of good day. It just doesn't make any sense. If they continue to go up, it really, in my opinion, I feel like hedges would be pumping it or something. It's just wild. Fiverr, we can see Fiverr right here was down 24%. Gosh, that's crazy. It's honestly a little bit shocking that Fiverr had a bad day, considering what I actually like Fiverr. I use Fiverr. All right, so that is what we have here. We'll go back to the charts. We'll go ahead and look at our recently viewed, put it back on AMC, and then we'll take a look. And yes, we do have earnings on the 9th, it looks like. So this is why I like, one of the reasons I like Webull so much. You can kind of get in here, oops, wrong way. And you can hover over the E for earnings, and you'll see the date right here. 8/9 is the for Q2, and yeah. So you can see that cool stuff there. Corey, do any of these top losers have anything in common? That's a good question. Really hard to say. I mean, I don't know anything about, I really don't know what these companies do. Like, Inogen, Itron or Itron. This looks like a pharma company. I don't know what this one does. So I really don't know anything about these companies. But that's actually a good thought process. If you do recognize a pattern with, easy example, cruise lines, if all the cruise lines are down, it's like, oh boy, what's happening? More recently, it's probably going to be like Delta variants and stuff, I think we're going to start seeing, especially with this uncertainty of this Delta variant, what's going to happen, whether there's going to be lockdown, not a lockdown. I personally really don't think there's going to be a lockdown, but with everything, you know, mask mandates coming back, or you know, people being more strict about masks individually within their own personal stores, just all these different things, you just never know what's going to happen. But I do like your thought process there. Let's take a look at Ortex really quick, because Ortex is just, you know, I like the direction Ortex is heading in, right? And we can see here, Ortex, the shares on loan finally broke past the 100 million again. We've had it break past it, you know, just a few times. But let me pull this up and we can see the shares on loan, and we can see here, right? Look at what happened. It was all the way up here around, you know, we'll call it 150, and then they started to cover, right? They covered some of these shares and went all the way down to 78 million shares, right? Now we're on the way back. 78 million shares. Now we're on the way back up. We're at 100 million shares, and we can see the direct correlation of them, of this, you know, the price going down and these shares on loan continuing to increase, right? They're continuing to short the freaking stock. It's like easy to tell. And keeping in mind that we're not seeing, remember, this doesn't include synthetics, naked shorting, anything like that. These are just shares that are available to be seen. So keep that in mind. But, you know, whenever you look at these numbers, I mean, again, the direction, the general gist of the way the stock is going is they're continuing to heavily short the stock. We see the utilization is continuing to increase as well. Utilization is how much of the shares that can be borrowed are borrowed, 91.89%. And again, you know, the closer this gets to 100, the better it is. It makes it even harder to borrow the stock, right? And last but definitely not least, the short interest right here. We can see the short interest is 15.47%, and this short interest is continuing to go up. We can see it here, estimated short interest of free float, and we can see the direction they're going in, right? The high that we had was 19.64. The record high that we had was 19.64. We're at 15.87. We're all, I really think it's obviously, you can clearly see it is trending upward. Yeah, it goes up and down just like a stock does. It kind of, but you know, goes up and down. But what you want to see is the overall trend continuing to increase, which is again what we keep on seeing. Like, it just keeps on going, right? Let me catch up on the chat just a tad here. Craig says, Robinhood intent bad, but it could be a great platform if kind. You know, Craig, here's the deal. I'll be the first one to say that I was always the first one to say that I really do like, and I did like the Robinhood platform. I think it's the easiest platform to trade on. I even think it's easier than Webull. It's great. I really, really like it. Having switched to Webull, Robinhood has things that I actually don't like Robinhood much as a platform anymore. Like, if I were to trade on there, I can't trade anymore because I closed my account. But I really do like Robinhood, and I think if Robinhood finally got their stuff together, you know, it could be a fantastic stock. But they just don't seem to have their stuff together. Remember, they have all these fines. They have a $65 million fine and a record FINRA fine of $70 million, and you know, all within, I think it was within 7 months or something like that. It's all within a year. They had both of those fines, which is not good. They lost who knows what percentage of their customer base. You know, I would guess on the low end, at least 20% of their customer base they lost when they halted trading. There's stock manipulation, and who knows what else is yet to come out, right? Keep in mind, they currently have around 60 or 70 around 60 or 70 lawsuits happening. Now, whether any of those lawsuits will stick, or if they'll continue, if they're settled, or if they won't stick, or who knows what'll happen. But that's a lot of freaking lawsuits to have against you for what they've been doing. There's also, you know, not to mention all of the executives or whatever, they like dumped a lot of their, one of the people in their company, their chief, one of their chiefs in the company dumped 100% of their shares, 100% of their stock. They didn't keep a single share for themselves. That's not a good look. It's just bad. Like one of the, I think the CMO, chief marketing officer, I think he dumped 25% of his shares. So, you know, it's just really not looking too good from a business standpoint. And on top of that, you know, think about the congressional hearings. If, let's say the congressional hearings, if they, I don't know if they've determined anything from that yet, but let's say they haven't determined anything from that yet, and they decide, okay, you know what, congressional hearings, we're going to go ahead and, you know, we find Robinhood guilty of market manipulation, and we're going to get them in trouble. You know, we're going to charge them a fine, or we're going to do who knows what. That's not good for the stock, right? Let's say Gary Gensler, right? Let's say the SEC, DTCC, and whoever, NSCC, anybody. Let's say they look into Robinhood and they find, you know what, you guys are colluding with Citadel. You guys are not executing proper payment for order flow, best execution, which they haven't been. Apparently, that was one of their fines. You know, there's so many different things that could go bad with Robinhood. It's just really not a good investment, in my personal opinion. While, yeah, it's gosh, yeah. Gary, good evening. AMC keeps swapping shorts. Does the price change squeeze lower this? Does the price change the squeeze lower starts the squeeze? So Gary, I think that, you know, theoretically, here's the deal. Theoretically, the price going down, yeah, like if they were to start covering, yeah, they're starting at $33 rather than, you know, $70, $60, whatever they would have been starting at. However, keep in mind, you know, whenever they covered from, and, you know, of just a few shares from, you know, $12, we went all the way to 70. So even if they cover a few shares again, you know, from, let's call it, you know, 800% or whatever it would be, approximately, then imagine, you know, this going up 800%, where it would go to, right? So, you know, we just keep that in mind whenever you're looking at this stuff. But, and I guess we could do 33 times 8. I think that would be right. You know, if it goes to $200 even, you know, that'd be very nice. So anyways, you know, we're just keeping that in mind. But so there are two ways that I think it can go. Number one, they start covering, which I think is extremely unlikely. Or number two, they get margin called, which would really have the stock run. It really wouldn't even matter where they started at, because the apes are so diamond handed, that stock would just run. William says 83% of Robinhood revenue is payment for order flow, which will soon be banned. Yeah, that'd be wild. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just Robinhood just has nothing really good going for it, in my opinion. Sure, they're getting probably some of the new traders who don't really care about what happened in January, but eventually I think something will happen on the Robinhood platform again that will cause more people to leave, and I think it'll just continue to go. Or, I mean, think about it. Like, there's so many things that can go wrong for Robinhood. Like, even if I wasn't biased against Robinhood, I'd just be legitimately scared. I wouldn't touch it for so many reasons. The sentiment behind the stock, who knows what's going to happen to them next. It's just not, I just don't like it at all. Pinky says, can you Ortex a stock that isn't being shorted for comparison to AMC? You know, sure. Let's see if I can find one. Let's see if we can do this a good way. I would guess was probably not being shorted. Maybe Amazon? I really don't know if Amazon's heavily shorted or not, but we could try it. Oh, that was it right there. It's loading. I don't know why it's moving so slow. Here we go. Yeah, sure. Amazon. Look, short interest, right, is 0.91. Look, 15, right? 15 to 0.91. Utilization, 0.15. Right here. Utilization, 91.89. And then shares on loan. Shares on loan really depends on how many shares there are in the free float. I could probably check it here on, let's look up Amazon, because I like to do this kind of as a percentage. So if there's share free float, let's say, oh my gosh, their free float, oh, okay, right here, is about the same as AMC, okay? So AMC is 500 million and Amazon is 437 million. So let's just call them, I know it's not proper rounding at all, but let's call them both 500 million just for easy, because it's not going to matter. You'll be able to tell very easily, right? Let's say they're both 500 million, and we can see right here, this is 1 million and this is 100 million. And so you can see the difference. This is a great question. Thank you for asking this. This is an excellent example of how this is a heavily shorted stock, right? Perfect example of a not heavily shorted stock versus a heavily shorted stock, and how the difference are in these numbers, right? I hope you can see that. That was a great example. Thank you. Who was that? Pinky. Thank you for that. And then Hugh with the super chat. Thank you so much. Let's see. What if Robinhood was selling their stock immediately like this because they know there's a major market event to kick off, the squeeze? They know they're going to have to halt trading again. You know, that's a great point. And there's so many different theories as to why they launched right now, why they dumped their stock. And you know, some of them are probably more tinfoil hat than others. But let's say, okay, let's break down one. Let's say they IPO'd now, so that one of the theories I saw is that they IPO'd and they're going to pump the stock so it can run, so apes can leave AMC and hop over to Robinhood. One of the more unlikely ones, I would say, but you know, they want to use it as a distraction of what's going to happen. And you know, apes could even think about it, and this is a crazy way to think about it, but apes could even think about it as, okay, well, the hedgies aren't going to let Robinhood fail, so I'm going to just play with the hedgies because they're going to pump their own stock anyways, you know? And so those are the kind of mentalities that they probably want the apes to have. But realistically, I mean, it's just not, I still don't even like any of that, you know, just based on the company and what's going on alone. But what if Robinhood was selling all their stock immediately like this because they know a major market event is about to kick off? Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. There could be so many different things. Yeah, they're going to have to halt trading again. So maybe they dump their stock, because if they do halt trading again, then they know the stock price is probably going to crash because everyone's going to get out of it, or whatever's going to happen, and their price is going to crash. So they want to just, you know what, get out and just be done with it. So, I mean, great point. Ziptic says, okay, here's how you know people don't listen and people hear what they want to say. Ziptic says, this dude literally says he likes Robinhood, not an ape, confirmed. I'll just let you deal with that. Let's see. Alex says, Robinhood is for beginner investors that don't know what they're doing and don't realize they're being used to feed the rich. Terrible treatment. Yeah. Hood will never be a good stock. Yeah, I mean, it's just getting... Yeah, there you go. Richard said, dude, I love Robinhood before too, and I was going to invest in it in every single way, but it was publicized and all this legal jumbo stuff happened. I'm glad I did not. Yeah, I mean, I just don't like, you know, other than principle, right, of what they did, market manipulation, all that stuff. I just don't think it's good stock at this time. You're a grape. Thanks, home. I'm a grape. Jorge. Vlad is a clown. Just getting caught up in the chat, and then we'll keep on moving on here. Sergeant Baloney says, AMC either hit $2 or $1,000 soon. You know, realistically, I think it's much more like, I don't think this stock will ever really be that far down again. Like, I mean, they're not going bankrupt. Remember, at $2, they were on the verge of literally like bankruptcy. They weren't able to, like, they were closed because of the pandemic, all this crazy stuff. So at $2, you know, that's where it was whenever they're going bankrupt. But now with everything starting to open, who knows what's going to happen with this Delta variant, but with everything heading in that direction, I really don't think they'll be down much at all. Ooga Booga gave you a thumbs up. Your streams are informative and I'm holding on AMC regardless of outcome. Hey, thank you, Booga. But don't hold it too much if it's if it's squeezing and it's freaking crazy. $1,000, $100,000, whatever it's going to go to. Who knows where it's going to go to. Have your floor. Have your floor, and then whenever it's dumping, dump out and buy back in at the bottom. Don't be afraid to. There's a difference between diamond hands, cutting losses, and making your play. So keep that in mind. They would be sacrificed and be bankrupt, but probably will make one another one after they get out of jail. I know jail is a very real possibility for this kind of market manipulation that's been going on. Someone was talking about market manipulation. Who was this? I saw a post earlier that they were talking about. Oh, there was a person who worked for Citadel and said, I have to see if I can find the post. They worked for Citadel and they essentially said, the game is rigged. Like retail investors are not meant to win. Retail investors will lose. The game is completely rigged. No one will ever win. And they said, I know this because I helped create the game. And which is just a crazy thought to think about. But this person just kind of came out and said, look, like, here's what's going on. They work for Citadel. What's up, Bambino? What's up, everybody? How you feeling, Corey? What's up? Tyrannosaurus Rex. If anyone invests in Robinhood, then you're not an ape 100%. Only time you should be putting money towards it if you're shorting it. If you're shortening it, not if you're shorting it, if you're shortening it. Can't believe this guy said he likes Robinhood. What a joke. This guy. William stood up for me. William said, Ziptic, he said he likes the app, not the company. He says, it's the same thing. Wow. This is not good. This is a crying shame. Flashpoint Capital. Ooh, Flashpoint. You got me. All right, let's go and continue over here. I find shorting not to be me, so I don't. Yeah, Craig, I don't short stocks either or anything like that. Angel says, what is your floor? Angel, I really don't have a floor set up currently. I'm going to be waiting for some kind of crazy moves, but it's really going to just depend on where it runs to. I mean, everyone's going to have to kind of make their own play here. I'm very lucky because I got my play. I got in super early. So realistically, like I could let it run to 1,000, 10,000. And if I sold at 100, like I'd be ridiculously happy. So that's how, I could set my floor to be, that low. And keep in mind, whenever we talk about floors are a difficult topic to talk about, especially when you're talking about selling, because people always think, oh, he's a shill. He's going to sell at $100, like whatever. Whenever I just said like, I'll sell on the way down. I think the worst thing apes could do, but of course, make your own plays, play however you want, is sell on the way up, because you're literally just shilling yourself for literally like no reason, unless if you need to, I mean, your own personal situation. So, I'll just say that, but yeah. So I just have your play ready. Like think about, okay, like what do I need to do? Like where's my floor? And after it runs up, like crazy amount, and where am I going to sell it on the way back down? And just think about it, there's nothing wrong with talking about that, having your strategy ready. I know people call me a shill for saying that, but I mean, Trace Trades talks about it all the time. You need to know what your strategy is, your personal exit strategy, and be ready for it. My floor is oak. Chilling. Bambino says, Corey, what's up with Carnival Cruises? Carnival, let's take a look at Carnival. I haven't taken a look at it today. Carnival, whoa, let's go up 7%. Wait, why is it only to $22? That's what 7% is from 19? to 22. All right, well, that's what that is. So Carnival Cruise Line is, you know, again, I really like this play. You know, just because it's a risky play. Again, I've been talking about this for a while. I really do like this play. I think it is a little bit risky because you really don't know which way it's going to go. So if this stock, if the Delta variant takes over and ruins everything, then yikes. I mean, you got to be super careful. But if it does do, you know, but if Delta really doesn't mess things up, there's not a scare or something, then I really like Carnival at this price. If we look at it for the last like 6 months, look at it. The lowest has been in the last 6 months. Well, I guess if you include this one, it's been $23. But look, like 24 over here, 24 over here. I mean, wait, is this 24 again? 23.77, 24 over here. But anyways, like the average around here, I mean, you could call it $28. So I feel like there's so much potential here. And this is like on the like the economy. I mean, you can see it, right? The economy was opening, so it was setting higher highs. Except for this one right here, but it was kind of trending in that direction, and then it was starting to look pretty good. And then what happened? Delta, right? This huge Delta. It was like Delta was kind of being mentioned, but now Delta is really a scary possibility. And so this, you can see this is 2 months ago, where it's just been kind of tanking. And I really look at this. I actually buy the dips. Like I know people say, oh, buy the dip. No. I like actually love to buy the dip. And whenever we talk about these dips, like I just get hyped up by it, right? Like, so yeah, so that's what I see about this. I mean, I really do like it. Again, I think it's a little bit risky, but again, if trade to travel says call option on Carnival. I do like options on Carnival. And what the great part is about it is if you've been looking at AMC call options, you know how expensive the call options can be. But on this one, you know, they're really not too volatile just yet. Like the implied volatility isn't too high to where you could get them for like, you know, late August, or, you know, we can go out. I don't know, what does November look like? Yeah, you can get them in November or something. And you can see here, oh, I'm on the puts. That's why I'm confused. But you can see here that, you know, if you get it at $25 here, you only need to reach $26.80 to make money. You can make a lot of money. And if this goes back to $33 where it currently is on your $180 bet, you just made, you know, $613. We'll call it $600. And, you know, if you could buy, let's say you bought $1,000 worth right here, and it goes to $33 where it went previously, you spent $900 and you just made $3,000, you know? So that's what's great about options. I know options, if you've been looking at options over here for, what is it called? For AMC, yeah, if you've been looking at the AMC options, you know that the implied volatility is so freaking high. It's just super. Look at this. Look at how much they are, right? Like the implied volatility is so high that these options are very expensive. And look how far out your break even is, right? See how different it is. Like it's just, AMC is really tricky with options. If you are looking for options, I would highly recommend looking at, again, do what you want to do, but you may want to look at, that's the word I'm looking for, covered options, right? And covered options are a little bit more tricky, but you can see here how they work, and you can kind of throw it in this graph, and you can say, okay, well, where do I make money? Where do I lose money? How does it have to go for me to make money? Yada, yada, yada. And you can see that, you know, you can make money without too much movement here, although it is going to be pretty expensive. So, you know, you really have to choose pick your battles here. And I think that's where I'll end it, because I'll go on hours and hours about Carnival and everything that could happen. So let's see. Baby Noah says I could, or actually I want to see somebody here. Manuel says I made a lot of money by listening to you. Manuel, I'd love to know how. What'd you, I'm very curious. What'd you do? Ziptic says, I was on Robinhood and they stopped me from buying GameStop. Anything related to the company can kick rocks. There's plenty of apps better than Robinhood. Anyone who bought Hood deserves that loss. Yeah, I'd agree with that. And then Ziptic says, sorry if I offended you the way I misunderstood. Just joined the stream, and then 2 minutes later you said, I like Robinhood. Oh yeah, you came in at a very bad time, Ziptic. Just to be crystal clear, so originally, whenever the Robinhood app came out and I was trading, everybody's trading on Robinhood. It's fantastic. It's a great starter platform, right? The company, as we know, has had so many issues. You know, there's been glitches, well, even glitches on the app, right? As much as I like the app platform, there's been glitches on the app. You know, they halt trading. They in January they halted trading. They also didn't allow people to. One of their fines is they weren't allowing people to buy or sell. They were just like, it's just all bad. They weren't doing proper payment for order or like best execution. There's a bunch of stuff that they did not do right. What I would love in my, and while I do love the app, I hate the company, and Vlad is just not good. I would love for Fidelity to adopt the app, kind of revamp it, kind of look more a little like Webull, and then just actually make it a fair trading platform. That's all I'm saying, which is a little bit different, but yeah. So hopefully that clears things up a little bit, or maybe it makes you hate me even more. We'll see. Corey, I think Manuel meant me. Oh no. Manuel. Catching knives is an art. Bimbino said, I'd buy Carnival based on other countries stating that the Delta variant has a surge, then ceases. That and booster shots estimated for fall time. However, I do a comparison to the airlines. Okay. Yeah, airlines and stuff, again, some of these are a little more tricky whenever you're talking about which stocks to buy, which not to buy. Personally, I like calculated risks is what I'll say. Calculated risks is what I freaking like. I love, that's why I liked AMC so much, right? I said, there's no way these guys are going to allow themselves to go bankrupt whenever they're so close to reopening. They're so freaking close to reopening. So I said, you know what? Just freaking jump in. And the Fidelity app sucks. By the way, if you're in Fidelity, I know it sucks right now. It's not fun to use. I personally don't like the app either. I haven't really used Active Trader Pro for desktop, but I know Fidelity has an app, but I do not like that app. They actually have mentioned in a video that they are working on upgrading their app, kind of making it a little more user friendly, because it's okay to use, but for example, something as simple as trading options and stuff. If you want to look at it and say, okay, well, what do I need to hit to break even and this and that, on the app is just not. I don't think you can do it on the app at all. I don't think it really tells you your break even numbers or how it works. But yeah, so there are a lot of things that I think Fidelity can finally work on. I do know that they were hiring like crazy after January, whenever everyone started switching over. And I've talked about this plenty of times. I personally had a call with just a random person on Fidelity, and I wasn't sure if they were allowed to talk about it, but I did ask about what did they think was, I asked the guy, I said, hey, what do you think about what happened with Robinhood? And this is whenever I was transferring my shares over to them. I said, what do you think about what happened with Robinhood and how they halted trading? And he goes, oh, that was a huge no-no. You should, that's, I forgot exactly the verbiage he used, but he basically said, you should never do that. You can't do that. Like he was absolutely appalled. He said, we would never do anything like that. That is a big deal. And so that's why that's one of the reasons I switched over. But I was going to switch over to them anyways, because I've had my 401k with them for a long time, and I just feel comfortable with them as a company. They've been around for a long time. They're huge, so I felt pretty comfortable just staying with them. Gary says everyone offers stock to look at, but after you show some DD on MUDs, everyone talking about NFTs. Right. Just a thought for you. Yeah, I do like the concept of NFTs. I don't know what TOPPS. I'm not too familiar with those, but NFTs and stuff are extremely interesting. I almost actually got an NFT. Let me see if I can find the NFT that I really wanted to buy. It was called, what was it called? Spaceman, Sea of Stars, something like this. NFT. Maybe it's called Sea of Stars. And I don't know where it is. It was the spaceman. He's floating on a sea of stars, like space. No. Oh, it was this one right here. Floating in space. Hopefully I don't get demonetized from this. But it was like this. It was just the sickest thing I ever saw. I really wanted to buy this NFT. Here, I'll just put it on for you guys. So I really wanted to buy this NFT, but it was like 20,000. No, it went up to $40,000 in Ethereum, which obviously I can't afford a $40,000 one, but I feel like it's gonna be worth a lot. So I really wanted to buy this NFT. If I were to get an NFT, this is the one I would get. Maybe post squeeze. What do you benefit from buying NFT? You know, Smooth, that's a great question. I don't freaking know. I have no clue what you get from NFTs. And my personal opinion, I think it's more like art where, you know, it's art. So I'll just put it that way. I really don't know the benefit of NFTs, but I feel like it's probably going to be worth something in a long time. Or maybe it'll fall apart. Maybe it'll be like, what fell apart? Not like Beanie Babies, but you know, Beanie Babies were supposed to be a huge thing. Every single one was supposed to be super expensive, and now there are ones that are like worth a lot of money, but no. Sell your AMC and get it, yeah, unlikely. It's already sold. It already sold to somebody else for 40,000. It was on some kind of weird auction thing. Again, I wouldn't even know how to buy it, what to do with it when I got it. I had no clue what to do with any of that. I did like the concept of that. That was the only NFT that I actually saw, but. Quick update from David. So David, let's see. David says my brother's still alive, has not woken up yet. Oh my gosh. But let's say he has a shot. All right, David. David, we're hoping, man, sending good vibes your way, my friend. I'm sorry to hear that. I have a brother and I have two brothers and I can't even imagine. So I hope you're doing okay, David. You want to hop in the chat and say hi real quick. We're always happy to show you some love. All right, keep you in our thoughts. I did see somebody say over here about the, what are they called? There you go. Ziptic says, I use Fidelity for security. I know their app is lacking, but I 100%, I prefer security over extra features, right? Security is absolutely number one right now, especially after the halting of the trading. The freaking lamest thing. Oh, I just get so mad when I think about it, especially after the halting of trading. But so security is great. And now I know the extra features are coming. I can hang out. I can wait. No problem. Because I feel so much better that I'm out of Robinhood and like in a secure trading app that I trust and believe in, that I don't think would halt trading. Richard says NFT is a fad. You know, Richard, that's one of the things I would be concerned about if I were to have purchased that NFT, because who knows what'll happen. I mean, for all I know, it's going to fall off and then it's going to, you know, go crazy. But someone had answered my question. I lost it. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Thanks, Gary. Tops, or TOPPS, I guess Tops, sports cards. Oh, where'd it go? Is the company Muds will become. Michael Eisner from Disney is the CEO. Man, that's crazy. Bambino with the super chat. Dang, the big super chat. Corey, here's some funds to get a stock for David's bro. Ape Strong together. Good vibes and health, happiness, and prosperity. Thank you, Bambino. Thank you so much. It's for you, David. Gary says NFTs are going to be the future of art, not a replacement, but they will be big. And that's something I was actually talking about with people at work, and it was actually a pretty interesting conversation because we were talking about, maybe there's going to be some kind of VR whenever VR gets big, or if it gets bigger, or whatever's happening. I personally really like VR, but if VR continues to grow, I think that it'll be. We were talking about, seeing the original of these NFTs, because think about it. You can go to a museum or whatever, you can see or you can go online and look at duplicates of the Mona Lisa or whatever it is, right? But to go and see like the original is just a big deal. And here's the deal: some people are into art, some people aren't into art. I'm kind of indifferent. Like, if I have an opportunity, like, hey, that'd be pretty cool, but I'm not gonna like travel to wherever the Mona Lisa is, the original is, and go like, I'm like, oh my gosh, just the Mona Lisa, stare at it, just like ponder, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to make fun of it or anything, but I just don't, it's not really what I do. But I think it'd be fantastic. I think it'd be cool, right? If I was in the city or whatever, and I was like, hey, like, let's go see the Mona Lisa. I think that would be pretty cool. But again, it's not something I'm going to personally travel to and see, and also the Mona Lisa really isn't my cup of tea for art, I suppose. I'd probably be more interested in like Starry Night or something like that. But we'll see. And here's the deal. Richard saying NFT is a fad. We'll see, right? We'll see what happens. What's up, Macamania? I'm late, fan. Last live faked me out. Oh my gosh. What's up, Ape Father? AMC to Pluto. I used to collect tops. So basically buying a painting but digitally. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. Oh, you do... Smooth, I don't know how to make an NFT. Actually, I have some cool ideas for NFTs, like for, ape specific ones, things that could be pretty cool, but I don't know. I just don't know enough. I'm not educated on that kind of stuff. Kind of like, how I'm honest about, like, I'm really not the crypto expert or anything like that. I don't really consider myself really an expert in anything, but I try to learn stuff. But, yeah, I just don't know. William says GameStop is going to do NFTs on used games so we can sell the ownership of digital copies. That's what I thought they were going to. Okay, so that's what they're doing. I thought that's what they were doing, but I'm like, I don't know. And something I've always said, I've literally said this for months and months and months, like months and months and months and months and months, is if GameStop were to have a Steam type platform, but they could sell the games, like resell the games. And I wonder if they're going to try to do something similar to that. But then again, I wonder if Steam, if they see, oh my gosh, like, okay, they're going to steal the market share by doing this, if Steam will copy that model. But who knows? I'm very curious to see that. So we'll see if that's the way it goes. Okay, let me talk about something over here really quick. So, it's very interesting. So if you've been following anything about Gary Gensler or, CNBC or anything, we can see here that Gary Gensler went on CNBC and he talked about, what did he talk about? Everything that the apes could have wanted him to talk about. Like, he talked about, like, did he talk about payment for order flow? I don't remember the exact list of what he talked about, but it was essentially like, I don't know if payment for order flow was actually included. I don't know if he talked about high frequency trading stuff, like, but things in that. Does anyone know what he talked about? Oh my gosh, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but he essentially talked about that kind of stuff. Macamania says you're an expert conversationalist. But yes, that is a word, and thank you. Was there something with NFTs, GameStop, and AMC? I don't know about GameStop and AMC. NFTs is definitely GameStop. They've been talking about it for a long time. So let's talk about this really quick. So CNBC had an interview with Gary Gensler, and most YouTube and most what are they called? Networks or whatever. They'll just post those, right? And they'll say, like Fox News, for example, they'll post a little article on there and they'll say, hey, this is what happened, right? They'll post something and they'll post a little clip online, so it's reaching all the audience everywhere. And so CNBC does the same thing, I'm sure. CNBC removed Gary Gensler's interview from social media, YouTube, and he had to post it. Gary Gensler had to post it himself. And so Gary Gensler says right here, we must guard against fraud and manipulation, whether from big actors, hedge funds, or elsewhere. We are taking a close look at the market structure to ensure our capital markets are working for investors, right? And then here's this discussion, right? But I find it so weird. And, there could be a good reason. Maybe the apes were like all over it and they were spamming it and they were disliking it all, or who knows what was happening. I really don't know if that's the case. I could be way off. I like to give them just the benefit of the doubt, just in case, but unlikely that the apes were like being super toxic, like on something that is positive toward the apes or something like that. But anyways, I just found that very interesting. But so he posted it himself and he figured, you know what, people are going to hear this. So a lot of respect. Angelina says, I'm an expert in pharma and toxicology. Marilyn Monroe died today in 1962 at age 36 due to overdose of barbiturates. But the autopsy was wrong. It wasn't suicide. There's some crazy stuff just dropping the knowledge on us. I'm over here trying to read about the stock, and now I gotta watch a documentary. Bambino says dark pool manipulation. Oh, okay. So this is what he talked about. So dark pool manipulation, trades going on dark pools and sold, and sold on lit exchanges. I remember that. YouTubers versus CNBC, BS, cryptocurrency security and fraud protection, and a vast array of other things. Yeah, he talked about a whole bunch. It was crazy. But yeah, dark pool manipulation is something he talked about a lot, which is extremely important, right? Just bringing it to light is extremely important. Let's see, cash to short stocks in crypto. That is really what's happening. We think the hedge funds are losing, but what if it's the government printing? Oh gosh, I can't do it. Gary Gensler's interview was in favor of the apes. He did good for a suit. Yeah, and remember, from my understanding, Gary Gensler is supposed to be not an ape himself, but he is against market manipulation. He's a just straight shooter trying to keep everything fair for everyone, which I'm sure people freaking hate him for that on the suit side. But you know what? That's what we need. We need someone neutral who's going to be like, look, like, you guys have unlimited funds. They're not even trading with their own freaking money, basically. I mean, kind of. These big institutions and stuff, remember, they have like their customers or whatever, and they're just trading with their money. But anyways, and that's not exactly the way it goes, but you understand. He just wants a fair market. It seems like what he actually wants genuinely is a fair market, and that's all I could ask. Let's see. Flashpoint says, have you seen the interview with Melissa Lee and Dave Lauer? I think it was an older one, right? Where David Lauer talked about, I don't know if I've seen that one. I'm trying to think if I saw it. I think David Lauer, it was like, he was in his room or something. I'm not sure if I saw that. David, yeah, my icon went silver. I know, David, you're moving on up in the world. Gary is a very smart dude. If you listen to his old lectures, he's a good dude. I don't think they'll let him do much. Okay. Yeah, I doubt the apes were being toxic. Exactly, Bambino. I'd agree with you. Yeah, so realistically, I think that's like all I want to talk about. Suspend the dark pools. I really haven't, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been able to watch the interview. I just saw kind of a synopsis of what was said. It's on my list, but I have not been able to watch it just yet. I don't know what is happening here. Oh, look at that. This is good for these people. Look at that. People moving up in the world. Apes that bought in the 40s, 50s, and 60s were coming to pick y'all up. Oh my gosh, it's too funny to read through. If you guys don't go through here every once in a while, you know, it gets me hyped up. Gets me hyped up. But nice, only 0.2 loss on the day. Oh yeah, and yeah, in the after hours we only lost, 0.06%, 2 cents, as Diamond just said, so nothing too crazy. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna go ahead and end it there with, guys. I'm liking what we're seeing here. I think we're really, I know it doesn't look too good right now compared to where we've been, but we've come a long way. And even with everything going on, looking at these Ortex numbers, I'm getting more bullish by the day. These numbers are actually, from what it looks like, they're definitely going in the ape's favor. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and he just thinks, what's this guy talking about? Alex. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It was so nice to be on the live stream again. I freaking missed you guys, but we'll pick it up tomorrow. All right, you guys have a freaking tastic night. I'll catch you tomorrow before we hit the freaking nice weekend, and I'll see you later. All right, have a great night. Peace.